In this video, I want to talk about different types of lockboxes available to real estate agents. Now we'll start with the lockboxes that you can get through the local boards of realtors, and this is to show you what the standard is for professional grade lockboxes. But don't worry, we'll go on to what's available to the public. I just want to start with professional grade through the associations of realtors. So when you go to your local board and you ask for a lockbox, they're going to furnish you with one of these two solutions. One of them is the Supra iBox BTLE. BT, I believe, stands for Bluetooth. Don't know, but it is a Bluetooth lockbox. You can see it here, and it doesn't have a lot of functionality. You simply control it with your phone. You have an app on your phone, and you can set showing times, a showing window. You can see who's entered the premises, who's obtained the key from your listing. But that's it. It's very straightforward. It's very basic. Whereas the Sentry Lock, this has a keypad, which I believe makes it far superior to the Supra box, because you can enter there's a day code with this numeric keypad. For example, a buyer's agent is at your property. They don't have a key for whatever reason, and they can call you up and you can furnish them a code on the spot that they can key in and show your listing. And that day code expires at the end of the day. So that alone makes this lockbox far superior, in my opinion. Now, there are issues, and this happens in the area where I'm located, where you have neighboring counties, neighboring associations that each use a different lockbox. So what happens if you have a client that lives on the county line or close to the county's border? Naturally, a buyer is likely going to consider properties on both sides of a county line. They don't care too much about this invisible line. So you as an agent, you run into the issue, and this has happened many times over the years for people in our office that we work with, where if you go on one side of the county line and you don't have the e-key, well, you have that numerical pad. You can enter a code. Whereas if you go on the Supra side, well, you're out of luck. So that alone makes these Supra lockboxes, it should render them obsolete, quite frankly, but they're still around. Now, these are the lockboxes through the Association of Realtors. Let's go down to some publicly available lockboxes. Now, there are lots of different options for publicly available lockboxes, but these are two recommendations I have. Actually, I'll start at the bottom one. This is the most basic. This is kind of a contractor's lockbox. I've used these many times over the years. When I used to sell REO, bank-owned properties, this is all I would use on my listings because we had all sorts of vendors, contractors, or all sorts of people without e-key access that couldn't key in for a professional lockbox. And so I needed to be able to furnish someone a code that they can just scroll in, and then I can stop at the listing and just change the code. So for the most basic lockbox, you can put this on. It has a place for a 4-digit code that you or the homeowner can change at any time. So in theory, you could give a day code. The only drawback is that it's controlled manually. You don't have an app, which is kind of a double-edged sword, because on one hand, you don't have to worry about any sort of technology issues where you can't access the app, or your phone's not around, or your phone died, or whatever. What you see is what you get. You have this dial of numbers, so you can just create the code on the spot. You can change the code when you're at the listing. You can move the lockbox whenever you need to. But I've used these over the years, and they're solid for being a mechanical lockbox. But you don't need to settle for something that is basically pre-information age. You can use something that's more technologically advanced that has the same features as the professional grade lockboxes furnished by the Association of Realtors. It's the same company. Actually, if you click on this, there's a link to buy it on Amazon. And this is a portable lockbox. And portable meaning that both of these, there's a version where you can affix it to the wall, but realistically as agents, we want to put this on a water pipe, or we want to put it on the doorknob. And so here you have the numeric keypad, which is the benefit that makes me like the Sentry Lock better. But you also have an app for your Android or Apple phone that you can control this. So, and it's reasonably priced. So why do you need to bother with these if you have the same solutions here? Now, there are other lockboxes you can find. It doesn't have to be this brand. There's one that people commonly use instead of this one, where you push down these little pegs. And it's a mechanical lockbox. I actually can't stand those, quite frankly. I think that they're hard to replace, the little face after you remove the key. But that's my personal opinion. You can use whatever you want. The point is that if you want basic and you want something that is analog, go ahead and get this old one. If you want something that's digital, that rivals the professional grade Sentry Lock, they have this solution here with the app that goes to your phone and a numeric keypad if you need to furnish a day code. And then if you go, even if you click on this and go to Amazon and look at all the different types of lock boxes, there are so many different solutions out there. So the point in all of this is that you aren't limited to something special that can only be obtained through an association of realtors. There are all sorts of alternative options. Thank you for watching.